Hey, it's Dave. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Original Living in Fort Wayne, where I talk about what it's like to live, eat, sleep, play in the Fort Wayne area. And today I'm going to give you a little market update with what's going on in Fort Wayne. So let's get started. First of all, guys, I want to, where's the video? Where's my face? Okay, so first of all, I want to say thank you so much for just your business and your trust in us. I read every single review that comes into our company, Anthony Realtors. We have over 500 five-star Google reviews, but they really mean a lot. And these are like, just came in the last few days. And Tina on my team is knocking it out of the park for people. These people watched our YouTube video. They said they had such a great experience. And then Teresa as well, just this week, same thing. If you're a buyer that cannot be in person in the Fort Wayne area to view properties or even sign offers at closing, we highly recommend Anthony Realtors. Okay, that's a plug, right? But it's also helpful, I think, if you are somebody that is looking to live in Fort Wayne, to relocate here, and you need a team that you can count on. You can count on us. So let's get right into it. First, I want to just give you kind of like a recap of what's happened in the month of September, kind of around Fort Wayne. Just some fun things that I've done personally was 311, one of my favorite older bands. I've seen them twice. They played at the Clyde Theater. Rumor has it that this is their last year, but if you are in Fort Wayne or you come to Fort Wayne, the Clyde Theater is a really fantastic place to watch a live performance. It's owned by Sweetwater, which is one of our largest employers here in Fort Wayne, and they probably bring in more people, employees moving to Fort Wayne probably than any other employer. So it's probably relevant to a lot of people who are watching this video. It's a great time. It was a fun time. Also, there's a festival called Brough in the Fort, which was a few weeks ago downtown at the Headwaters Pavilion, where it was only Indiana micro and nano breweries, and you just got to go around and just try their beers. There's over 300 beers on tap. Good time. I drank some kombucha actually, which was really good. And a lot of these people are also selling their stuff, their beer and their kombucha at the Fort Wayne Farmers Market, which goes on, I think, until October. This was a good time. I think this was the second annual time that they have this, and I'm sure they'll have it next year. Finally, Johnny Appleseed Festival. This is a good time. I take my boys here. This is probably the third year we've done it, and it's cool. There's just old time like stuff like traders type stuff. So Johnny Appleseed, if you don't know, he was like a part of like the Fort Wayne history. He, like, the legend has it that he would plant apple seeds wherever he went. And he was like a trader, so that's kind of what the festival is for. Great place to buy wooden guns and bows and arrows, like my boys are doing right now as we're leaving. So that's a good time. Three fun things to do in September. 3 fun things out of many things to do in September. Okay. So what's going on in the Fort Wayne real estate market? Let's go over some things. So first of all, guys, the average sales price, we've been rising like everywhere else. So average sales price just across the board right now is $246. It wasn't just a couple years ago. We were under 200. So we've seen about a 13% appreciation just year to date. Okay, so it's pretty typical probably wherever you are. One really disappointing thing, and this again is happening all over the country, but the affordability is just tanking, and we're down 30%, since last year. So what this factors in is of course the home prices that have gone up, the mortgage rates, so the cost of owning the property, and then the local prices for your utilities, food and gas and stuff like that. So affordability is going down. That's how it is all over the place. One great spot though, you guys, if you are looking to buy a house, the inventory is increasing. Okay, so like if you are somebody who is going to be purchasing any sort of product or commodity anywhere, you would want more inventory to choose from, which typically is going to also put a kind of like a pause on the appreciation. So we'll see if that actually happens, but we have 40% more inventory at the end of June, as 40% more this year than we did the previous year, which is significant. Okay, so those are houses still on the market. Our month supply of inventory is ticking up. So we're at 1.2 months supply of inventory for probably 12 to 14 months. We were below 1 month of inventory. So that what that is, it's a measure of how long it would take for the market to buy off all the available inventory if no new houses were put on the market. So we're just above a month on that, which is good for anybody that wants to buy a house. Another cool thing for home buyers is that, well, I don't have it pop up, but I'll just tell you about it. The percent of the original list price is decreasing. Okay, so we were at 100%. So if you listed a house for like $200,000 or $250,000, which is our average price, you would expect to sell it for just above $250,000. Okay, so for the first time in a while, that has gone below 100%. So if you list at $250,000, is looking to sell closer to like $245,000. Okay, back to like pre-COVID or 2020 numbers. So that's another thing that's in favor of home buyers out there. Okay, just to give you kind of like an idea of kind of like how our home prices sit, you guys. We've got the biggest chunk of our inventory is in like the 150 to 290 kind of range. Okay, so these are a lot of first-time buyers. These are people maybe selling their first house and moving up a little bit, but this is where the bulk of our sales happen. This is the most competitive price range, and this is the price range where we are seeing competitive multiple offers still type situations. If the house is in good condition, if it's a house that other people would want and it's priced well, expect to see multiple offers on it. Okay. So anything below like $100,000 in this market is going to be like a fixer upper, unless it's like super tiny in a undesirable location. But otherwise, consider it something that you're going to want to have to do a big project on. Once you get like to 4s, the 5s, you guys, there's not a lot of competition out there. Okay, so I just got a listing under contract last week that I had, and the price was it sold for $629. Okay, after two price drops and been on the market for 30 days. So what we're seeing is buyers are becoming a little bit less aggressive on their offers, and they are really wanting to know like the time on market and stuff like that. This is a lot easier to move. They're really questioning like the time on market, and our sellers are also really paying more attention. The astute ones are paying more attention to the pricing. Okay, so today's market is not April's market. We're in a whole new market, and I think that's important for buyers and sellers alike to adapt. And you will be successful if you adapt. Okay, so let's talk about, you guys, what's ahead. Okay. Because I think a lot of people are still reading the headlines. Headlines are used to get your attention typically, and then to bring you onto whatever media channel you're on, where they can sell ads. Okay, so that's how it works in all industries, and the real estate industry is definitely no exception to that. So let's talk about mortgage rates, you guys, because this is a popular topic, and it's been coming up a lot because mortgage rates have gone up. There's no doubt about it. This shows you this graph, this bar graph, this is a line graph, whatever it is. So since the beginning of this year, let me pan out so you can see my face, because it's weird talking and not seeing. Doesn't matter. Okay, so since January, you guys, this shows kind of where interest rates have gone. Okay, so they did go up. This is a mess. So they did go up in June, like that was their peak, and then they've kind of settled down. Okay, but what the experts are telling us is that the interest rates are just gonna like taper off. Okay, they don't see Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, the Mortgage Brokers Association of America, NAR, the National Association of Realtors. So all four of these very large, very knowledgeable entities or organizations, nobody is predicting that mortgage rates are going to continue to climb. So we see what they're predicting over the next 4 quarters is just pretty stable, right? Like in the low fives. And I think that's good. So another thing that I want to talk about, you guys, is that appreciation is not the same as depreciation, okay? So there's no doubt about it, appreciation is slowing. This is a result of more inventory coming on the market because of buyers. They are finding that, houses are less affordable, like we talked about. So there's some outlier like buyers that are just like, hey, I'm just putting on pause. There's still a lot of buyers out there that want to buy a house, okay? So we are nowhere close to depreciating. In fact, nobody's actually saying that we are going to depreciate really ever. Like I never heard anybody actually predict that houses are going to depreciate, okay? Just the rate at which the prices are climbing is going to slow down, okay? So like we talked about, you guys, affordability is still low. It's low affordability. It's the worst it's been in a while, like since 1990, and that's super frustrating. It's probably going to be like that for a while. It's kind of sad because unfortunately, like the American dream of like buying a house is not as achievable for as many people as it used to be. And if you are like a first-time buyer and you're younger, if you're buying a house, it's typically on either like gifted money or borrowed money from a family or friend. A lot of people just aren't able to do that, and it's not supposed to get back in that favor really anytime soon. So Fort Wayne is still like an incredibly affordable market to live in, to buy a house in. We regularly come up in like studies or like polls or whatever, and I think it's going to be that way. But our city is growing more than it ever has, which is good and bad. Like I like having like more options. That is something that anybody that wants to live in a community, they want to be able to do stuff. They want to do stuff with their family. Do those things, and it's cool. Except that it can get out of control. I've seen that like in other cities, and I kind of am watching to see if Fort Wayne turns into one of these big cities. Like I like Fort Wayne because it's a small community. It's low crime. You don't have to worry about crazy stuff that I see like on the news that I would want to get out of those places. And Fort Wayne's not like that, but we are like we're getting bigger. They're building, and these prices are going up. So that's the story of Fort Wayne. I'm not like an expert. Well, I'm not even an expert here really, but anywhere else. But I can say that Fort Wayne is still a great place to live. It'll always be a great place to live. But I am kind of watching where our prices go, because I don't want the average house to be like $500,000. That's never what we were about. Hopefully, it doesn't get like that. I did read something not too long ago that they predicted that like home prices in like a year or two, and maybe I even like had a graph. I just kind of blew through it. But like in a year or two, like they're gonna get down to like the 4 or 5% appreciation. That's like the sweet spot. It's a healthy amount of growth. Like our banking system, everything is built on like appreciating assets and growth, and that's good. That's great when it goes to like 12, 14%, not sustainable. Okay, rant over, you guys. If you want to move to Fort Wayne and you want to be somebody that gets treated well, call us. We do a great job. My team is dialed in and they're ready to help you guys. So see you on the next video.